and that's, again, the County Road 22 Corridor Study Update. And to bring that report forward, our Manager of Transportation Planning and Development, Mr. Jerry Beal.
Good evening, Warden and members of Council. I'm here to provide you with an update to the County Road 22 Alternatives and Strategy Study. And if I may share my screen, I have a presentation.
Got it.
Okay, that's good. So we have been working collaboratively in partnership with the municipality of Lakeshore and with our consultants, WSP, and Crystal Calbo from the municipality of Lakeshore is here, as are David Lukasek and Justin Jones from WSP. And if there are any questions afterwards, we'll try and answer them. So a little bit of background to this study. The review is based on 3 guiding principles. In 2006, there was a municipal class environmental assessment for County Road 22 that looked at a preferred design solution of a 5-lane cross-section from East Puce Road to I.C. Roy Drive. That would be 4 travel lanes plus a centre turn lane. That section has been constructed. We are now in the process of concept design, moving to detail design for the next phase, which is I.C. Roy Drive to Bell River Road. And the EA in 2006 proposed a 3-lane cross-section with 1 lane in each direction and a turn lane. The municipality of Lakeshore had a corridor transformation strategy for this section of road. And this strategy sort of envisioned a mixed-use corridor supporting a range of commercial, employment, residential, and community uses. It looked to create a corridor that accommodates the needs of pedestrians, transit users in the future, cyclists, and vehicles. And it talked about consolidating accesses wherever possible to minimize conflict. Also, it looked at providing a nice place to walk, a nice place for commerce, a nice place for residents to be. We also have the county-wide active transportation system. The master plan recommended a multi-use pathway, upgrading the sidewalk on the south side to a multi-use pathway or trail. We've worked extensively to sort of merge these and balance these 3 guidelines. We looked at the 2006 environmental assessment report and felt if we stuck to the fabric of that original report, an addendum or revisiting that wasn't necessary. So where are we in the process? Well, we've worked with the consultants, determined what we need to do, the purpose. We've established the guiding principles, and we identified a few alternatives. There was the first consultation phase in December of 2020, and we heard back from council and also the public, and we selected a preferred alternative, which we then went in the summer to another information centre. And now with that preferred alternative, we've heard back and we've got generally positive feedback. And here we are with a report outlining the concept design. And the next step is to move forward with detailed design. So what did we hear in the first round of consultation? There was a good number of responses received online, And what seemed important to the public was to improve roadway capacity, improve traffic operations and mobility. There was strong support for access management along the corridor, including the closure of several side roads. There was strong support for improvements to pedestrian and cycling active transportation infrastructure. Also, people wanted to get across County Road 22. They didn't want that to be a road which severed two sides of the community. And so traffic signals with pedestrian crossings was also something that came forward. So this is what we worked on in partnership, alternatives that improved the capacity of County Road 22, improved facilities for cyclists and pedestrians, provided a pleasant environment with boulevards, trees, street furniture, more traffic signals for vehicle access so they would have a safer place to enter and exit, and for pedestrians to cross, and overall just a safe road for all users. I'm going to show you a couple of slides which show you the preferred option that we put forward. And I'm going to go to the next slide, which shows the cross section. Here you'll note that we have two reasonable sized lanes, a center turning lane. We have a cycle track which is separated from the road. And this would provide a really good opportunity for moderately experienced cyclists. We do also have the multi-use pathway on the south side at 3 meters, and perhaps novice cyclists or children, and a place for people to walk, a sidewalk on the other side. And you note the larger boulevards with trees and streetscaping. So that's what we saw. And this does not deviate too much from the EA. It's within that fabric. It meets the needs of the corridor transformation strategy, and it meets the needs of CWATS. And I'm going to go back a slide. Also, regarding consolidation of accesses and traffic signals, we were looking at closing some of the roads, side roads, so that there would be less side friction with people turning in and out, less conflict points, and we would then move the entrances to signalized intersections at Emery Drive, for example. So that was the preferred option, and we went to consultation with that. And what we heard back was generally very positive. The design alternatives and preferred option were presented to the Municipal Council in Lakeshore, the County Council, and at a public information centre in June. And members were provided opportunities to respond, and some did. We had less completed surveys, but I take it that possibly that was because people had been to the first one, seen this, they'd been to the second one and commented. From the responses we received, it was generally supportive, with respondents thinking positively of our design preferred option with respect to safety for all road users, with respect to the vehicle movement and traffic flow, and with respect to the infrastructure we were planning to provide for walking and cycling. Residents did express concerns, and this was mainly to do with the local road closures. And there was a concern that there would be an increase in traffic volumes and speeding in those local roads. Based on the traffic counts and the analysis carried out, we don't foresee the volumes increasing to a condition that would be unusual for a local road. And because we're not planning to change the streetscape, we're not planning to widen these or change anything, there shouldn't be an increase in speeds. However, the municipality of Lakeshore is planning to undertake data on traffic speeds and volumes as it is now, and a second round of data will be collected and carried out to verify any changes, and if warranted, appropriate traffic calming measures will be installed. These are the roads of concern, and with cul-de-sacs, you're going to see some roads decreasing in traffic and others may have, well, will have some increase, but we're not expecting that to be too large. So these are the roads that are going to be monitored. So with this preferred design, we are proposing to move forward with detailed design this year. We have it an approved budget. If we can, we will build the traffic signals at Emery Drive and consolidate some of these accesses this year, rolling into next year. 2023, 2024, we'll have completed our design and we'll be moving forward with property access acquisition and utility work. Then 2025, 2026, 2027 will be a phased construction. Now, we have taken this same presentation to the municipality of Lakeshore yesterday, and it was received. However, we did receive correspondence and a resolution was passed, and that resolution was requesting that the County of Essex look at including right-hand turn lanes in the eastbound direction at Emery Drive, Renault Line, Willowwood Drive, Rourke Line, Grandview Boulevard, and that we look at these in the design. And it's in the eastbound direction, as to the north you have the lake and there's less density, less population. To the south you have more population, more density and more room for growth. And so the concern is in the future, people traveling eastbound out of the city, traveling eastbound, they may have increased congestion. So we can incorporate that request, and we will incorporate that request into the design process that we will be moving forward with. So that is the end of my presentation. Crystal Carball from the municipality of Lakeshore, Dave Lukasik from the consultants, WSP, and Justin Jones we're here if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Beal, for your presentation. Comments? Deputy Mayor Bailey and Deputy Mayor Meloche.
Thank you, through you, Warden. I'm happy to move the recommendation to receive, and can certainly tell you that at the local level, we had some good discussion and some animated discussion around what was required or what we felt would be required to see at that detailed design phase. So certainly heard the motion that was passed, looking and asking that we have some consideration around right turn lanes, and in particular, the area that would be leading to our Atlas Tube Center and the arena. So the increased traffic that we anticipate would be in that space is certainly an area where we're looking and wanting to put that in there. So I think what we're looking for is a nice balanced approach. I mean, certainly this has an urban feel that goes through it, which is designed to slow the traffic down. And yet we have this motion that's talking about increasing the traffic speed. So I think what we're looking for is a balanced approach to slow it down, to have that nice urban corridor design, but also flow traffic in that eastbound direction. So folks are coming home from work and flowing traffic nicely that way. So looking forward to the detailed design and certainly appreciative of the great work that the county did with our administration and working in lockstep along the way. So happy to move it, and those are my comments. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. At the proper time, I don't know, there's a question, Deputy Mayor Leo Meloche.
And I will second that, and I will just say I'm jealous of that design. It looks like it's very well thought out and could almost fit anywhere.
Any further questions and comments? The only question I have, Mr. Beal, I know that these processes take a long time. You've got to go through environmental assessments. You've got to do, all your PICs and so forth. By altering the design that's been there, is that going to add to the timelines? Is it or does it take just a simple amendment to the environmental assessment?
Thank you, Warden, for that question. The environmental assessment does not need to be amended. And we are moving forward into the detailed design stage. And so looking at turn lanes is not going to be a major change. What we want to do is make sure we get the balance right. And really, our focus at the time was getting the design principles and getting a concept. Now, when we move into the detail, we can look at each individual intersection in detail. So it's not going to delay things.
Okay, and so obviously with the turning lanes, you're going to have to do offsets for the trail or that would be the sidewalk, right?
Possibly. And we're going to see where they're appropriate and where they don't impact too much, and just try and get that balance.
No, I just, I don't want to hold back the project because, when people say, okay, you alter, the environmental assessment and, they could take up to 2 years, and so forth. And I'm going, oh, gee, we certainly don't want to do that. Okay. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed, if any, that is carried. Thank you.